Tonight, what a fun day with Gronk on the show. Rams, Seahawks. He won a Super Bowl over the Rams that no one remembers. We'll get to that. And so we will also chat about the slate in Week 16. Maybe we'll play a little prop-a-shot with our friends at FanDuel. But yeah, let's do this. We also have Derrick Brown on the show. Let's go. Is this the biggest game of the season, Matthew Hamilton, as I say hello to you? This is a real big game. Although I don't believe that even if Sam Darnold wins, and maybe he will, no Devontae, there's a lot of stuff going on, like the plane issues. I don't know that it'll be like a narrative changer for Sam in the way that I need it to be. I think that comes further down the line in the playoffs. But this is a huge game. There's a lot for grabs, and I think we have some winds of change. Is that true?
Oh, there are some winds of change happening right now. So the Rams were 1.5-point favorites all week, and all of a sudden yesterday it flipped to Seattle. They're 1.5-point favorites now. Okay,
love that. Winner takes first place in the NFC West, the 1 seed. We'll get into all of it. Like those winds of change, Rams had been 1.5-point faves, like Hamilton's saying, all week, but now the Seahawks favored. Adams, doubtful. I almost hope he doesn't play in this one. Win without him. Puka, please do something on the field instead of off the field. The Rams plane had issues that delayed them. I don't know how much that could contribute to anything. Like, it's not like it's a long flight. So I think we're like overdoing that. But here's an even bigger note. Here's what's actually important. Charles Cross, the left tackle, he's declared out for Seattle. This Rams front, no joke. I'm trying to get up for this game. I guess these are the things that we are looking at as we're touting it the biggest game of the year. Okay, rest of the slate. Let's take a look here. It is Week 16. Packers, Bears, Saturday. Green Bay's the 1.5-point faves at Chicago. I think we're doing a parlay for this one. Keep your eyes peeled on FanDuel Sportsbook. Who should I put in there? I know who's going to be in there. Colston Loveland. I don't know what his line is yet, but let's definitely bet on that one, yeah. Bucs, Panthers, the big NFC South implications. Tampa, a 3-point favorite now, and Patriots, Ravens on Sunday night. That one flexed in there. Baltimore, surprisingly, becoming a 2.5-point favorite. And that brings us to something to talk about. Something of actual excitement and import to moi. Let's do it. What are we doing? Patriots. Let's take a look here. And you're looking at the odds in these Patriots. I want to talk about them because we have 10 straight wins, okay? And they have just flown completely out the window because of one bad half against Buffalo. That is crazy. Look at how far they are down. A distant third in the AFC. They're underdogs against a Ravens team that's not really had the consistent body of work this year. So no disrespect to Baltimore. I feel like I'm at a club right now. What is this music? I love it. Get me going, music. I love it. Okay, these overlords over at FanDuel Sportsbook have to get going. No disrespect to Baltimore, but they're underdogs against a Ravens team that has not been consistent or like convincingly confident, productive throughout the year. I don't know. Feels to me like people are waiting for the Pats to lose. They're waiting to lose so people can justify their yelling at a cloud of, you didn't play anybody, strength of schedule, we didn't pick you, so you can't be successful. And they're using the Buffalo second half as an opportunity to say, I told you so, we were right, we don't believe in you. We didn't do this crap to the Bears when they lost to the Packers. We didn't do this to the Rams when they lost to Carolina. Why are we doing it to New England? Question mark. Why? Because we don't want to, God forbid, they add to their dynasty and legacy and be so much better than everybody else in the grand scheme of NFL history and lore. By no means am I excusing this Patriots loss, by the way, Buffalo fans, everybody else in the AFC. That is a game you got to finish decisively, and ultimately this was an inexcusable loss for New England. But I'm not going to erase everything that they've done before, leading up to it, smacking around these Buffalo Bills in their first showing against them. It is not like they got completely outclassed or something. They blew a lead. They lost a super competitive game to a rival in their division. Sweeps are hard, unless you're Justin Herbert. I mean, against a reigning MVP who went absolutely nuclear, and the Bills defense stepped up. This was a confidence builder in Buffalo. The game was about Buffalo. Buffalo should be taken much more seriously. They're on a different wavelength. They're on a vibe. They're, Josh Allen could come in and surpass Drake May for MVP, all of that. But it doesn't mean that we're like not believing in New England, right? They'll take lessons from this. They're really well coached, right? They have a coach of the year potentially, right? They will bounce back. And if it does bleed into this Ravens game, I feel like then we can start having a conversation and moving their odds around. And I'm always yelling at the overlords. We're family. You got to be honest with family, FanDuel Sportsbook. I don't know if I like this. You will not catch me bailing on the Patriots because of a lackluster second-half performance. You just won't. So I like that. I like that. I like it at Baltimore. They lose to Baltimore, and they might. Baltimore, I never know what to expect. I never know. I literally never know what to expect with Baltimore. If they lose to them in a fashion that's convincing, then we'll have it. We're talking a lot of Patriots, apparently, because we're going to have Gronk on. We're going to talk Patriots. It's a Patriots e-show here on a Thursday, our last show of the week, by the way. I'm off tomorrow. At Up and Adam Show with your question. Time now for everybody's favorite FanDuel Sportsbook bit of the week. It is ODDS-ities. Yeah. These things are weird. These are standout stats. Am I going to continue punching around the overlords at FanDuel Sportsbook like a piñata here for some of these values? What are we trying? Are we trying to make a living here and keep the lights on? Look at some of this stuff. Okay, first up, the Dallas Cowboys. They have not only given up the most touchdowns to the wide receiver spot this year, but they've already given up more than any team did all of last season with 3 weeks to go. Are you telling me that I can get Ladd McConkey at plus 140 to score a touchdown up against that secondary this weekend? Yes, please. I know he hasn't scored in 2 games. That just means he's due. That's just math right there, okay? Girl math, FanDuel math, whatever you think. Ladd is finding the end zone. Justin Herbert's line right now is 1.5 touchdown passes. Make that make sense. Is that a holiday gift from FanDuel to you? Probably. Quite an oddity going on. McConkey, anytime touchdown, plus 140. FanDuel Sportsbook's the place to go for that. Okay, another wide receiver oddity here. Mike Evans has more yards and touchdowns against the Panthers than anyone else in NFL history. He's already ahead of Julio. Remember Julio? Roddy White, whose name I've said 9 times this week somehow on the show because we had him at Ryan. Marquez Colston, love him. And T.O. on that list. And if you just want to look at recent history, over his last 6 meetings with Carolina, Mike Evans has scored 7 touchdowns, and he's averaged 117 yards per game. Look at this. He scored 3 times in the 2 December games against the Panthers last year. So when you consider that and the fact that he's coming off this loss, but personal 133-yard performance that I told you he would have against the Falcons last week. Why is his line FanDuel? Sleep at the wheel? What are we doing? 57.5 yards for Sunday for Mike Evans? What are we doing? It's an oddity over on the sportsbook. Do yourself a favor. Go dabble on the anytime touchdown land scorer at, I think it's plus 165. Yes, it is, while you're at it. Okay, finally, oddsities, FanDuel Sportsbook. Lions receiver Jamison Williams is averaging 125 yards per game over the last 3 weeks. That is second in the entire NFL over that span. I always get it right by the third one. Why then, I ask you, I implore you, FanDuel, why is his line for receiving yards just 67.5 at home? In the dome. In the dome against the Steelers this weekend. That is the oddest thing I've seen today. The volume's been there consistently since the Laporta injury. Production has followed. How are you not smashing the over on that one? That's just like another little one for you. We're going to wrap it here. Hopefully have Gronk on after this. Derrick Brown on the show. Go vote for Derrick Brown for the Pro Bowl. You'll see why in our little convo. He's too humble. I did a lot of the talking and heavy lifting for him in that department. We got to get Derrick Brown to the Pro Bowl, or the Pro Bowl shouldn't exist. That's what I say. Ham, what even is the Pro Bowl now?
It's they have the skills competitions, and then it's a flag football game.
Right, because when Derrick was saying, so like he wouldn't play in that. He wouldn't even be on like anywhere near.
Yeah,
there's no world where
like
there's no like thing where we can have people terrorize quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. Where's the joy?
We should figure that out.
There has to be some
the skills
sort
competitions will be big. You need him for the tug of war and stuff.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there should be like a mano-y-mano safe way. A dunk tank?
Sounds fun.
Yeah, Derrick Brown taking on the likes of Baker Mayfield and Baker in a dunk tank. Something. There needs to be some sort of. Because in the interview we're talking, and I'm like, oh, those quarterbacks don't want to see you in the Pro Bowl. It's like, yeah, they do. They don't. You don't even have to You don't even have to hang out with them. Nothing even happens. Why do we do odd cities in the A? Just because we could?
Yeah, just to get everything into the show. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff today. Yep.
Good. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. When do we think we'll know about? I guess not till pregame warm-ups we'll know.
About who?
About Devontae, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's when it's doubtful, that's usually like I feel like it's like 99%. We know he's not playing, but
yeah,
there's always a chance. Yeah.
Cool, got you. You're more excited about this game than I am. I couldn't even try to get excited. I'm not.
Why?
Because I feel like Sam has nothing to gain. Almost. I think even if he does well, they're going to say, playing the shoes Thursday night. Devontae didn't play. So, like, I'm not that excited for him. And there's a great chance that if he loses, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But
I don't love that.
If they win, it flips the entire season on its head. Because we've been operating under this assumption like the Rams are owning the NFC and they're going to run through it. And now if they drop down to the 5 seed.
Then you'll feel like they won't, that they're still not.
No, I still feel like they can. But it makes the pathway harder and it makes it way more interesting.
Yeah.
To me. If they have to do the whole thing on the road then. Outside of that dome.
Lose his MVP tonight. Yeah. I think we're yeah. Time for some kid makers. Here's guys who are going to score touchdowns for you. We are paying the bills over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Lots and lots of goodies for you to enjoy during these games. There's 2 Saturday games, so here's what I think. James Cook, here's his odds, -135. Great value for him. He's on a tear. The Browns have absolutely struggled to stop the run lately, somehow. And they've allowed over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns to running backs over the last 2. Pretty nice. How about the Bears? You knew he was going to be on here. I love him. So does everybody. Ladies love him. Colston Loveland, okay? The rookie. He's better than Tyler Warren. He's scoring touchdowns pretty much every week, okay? And if Evan Williams, by the way, doesn't play for Green Bay, he's going to have a huge matchup advantage. If Evan Williams isn't 100%, no Micah, no whatever, Colston Loveland is their lead guy. It's who Caleb looks to. Expect him to get in the end zone. Finally, how about Vikings running back Jordan Mason? I know, you're like, what? Yeah, huh? What? +190, okay? He's got the Giants. New York, as you know, struggled to stop the run all year. Mason, he's the goal line dude from Minnesota. He is worth a swing. I know you might not be that excited about it, but I like Jordan Mason, goal line guy, +190. There you have it. James Cook, Colston Loveland, Jordan Mason as my anytime touchdown scorers week 16. And more FanDuel for you. They're getting into the holiday spirit, giving you 8 straight days of rewards. It's the holiday time, so we're hooking it up. You never know what gift is waiting every day. I don't know. They don't tell me anything, so you got to keep checking the sportsbook to claim your reward before it goes away. And all of this leads to a very extra special Christmas Day offer that all sports fans do not want to miss. So get on over to FanDuel Sportsbook and enjoy that.
The old world tight end, the 6'7" freak. You can call me the GOAT. Rob Gronkowski. Touchdown! Oh my goodness. Go. Holy guacamole. I'm the greatest of all time. Yo, they call me the GOAT.
And hello to Rob Gronkowski. Let's do our usual study session, going through the headlines, getting you set for Sunday and the playoff picture and all things Fox. We got games going on. And what are we wearing today? What is that? Woody?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so today I'm representing the schools that I have connections to. I walked into my closet and I just I saw this was the first thing that I saw was this shirt, and this was the first hat that I saw too. So I felt like they mix and match perfectly. And this is the University of North Carolina hat. The relationship I have here is that Coach Belichick is the head coach there, as we all formerly know. And he was the head coach, my head coach at the New England Patriots for 9 years. And then the Woodland Hills Wolverines. This is the high school I went to in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
You are really doing it wrong today. As much as I love the show, how today, when I have been made aware that your alma mater, the Arizona Wildcats, are the #1 men's hoop situation in the nation? Rocky Gronkstone, you're not going to rep some Wildcats today?
Well, okay, if you had your eyes wide open, as I do, I can see in my background on my screen, I got the University of Arizona ice shaker right here. I will always be representing the Wildcats.
Woo-woo!
Hey, here's a little fun fact as well. When I went to the University of Arizona about 2 months ago, and that's where Rocky Gronkstone character came about, the Arizona Wildcats football team as well is undefeated. And the Arizona basketball team is #1 in the nation, and they have been undefeated as well all year, ever since I went back to the University of Arizona and attended the red and blue game and went to the football game as well. So the Gronk touch brought the Gronk energy back to Arizona.
Currently plus 900. Somehow there's odds to win the Natty already. I love. They're behind only Michigan at plus 450, and they're ahead of Duke. Your Wildcats are ahead of Duke, baby, at plus 1,000. Guys, do with that what you will. Love to see it. And you've got this Gronk touch. Maybe you should have gone to Arrowhead. Maybe you should have gone to hang out with the Chiefs this season and fix what's going on. Tough thing, right? They're eliminated. No Mahomes the rest of the year. Brutal to watch. When you saw that, what was the first thing you thought? What does it mean for next year in Gronk's opinion?
Well, you never want to see a player go down, especially the player that's the face of the NFL and probably the best quarterback in the NFL, and Patrick Mahomes. So you're wishing nothing but a speedy recovery for him. The game of football is better with Patrick Mahomes when he is playing. And it's amazing to know that, the injury was just a clean break. There was no other damage to his knee. I mean, I heard reports that there was an LCL as well, but that's easily fixable and heals really fast. But he got the surgery right away, so possibly he may be ready to go next year. And if not, he'll just go on PUP and then be ready after the first 6 weeks and then start midway through the season. And we're hoping for a full comeback for Patrick Mahomes. His style of play, is run around the pocket, let his guys get open down the field. So we're hoping that doesn't affect his play from here on out. And that's the type of quarterback that he is. And when you can sustain an injury like that, it's all about, hey, can he come back now? Can he be the same type of player? So only Patrick Mahomes will determine that by the way he rehabs and the way that, he is determined to come back now. Got
surgery the next day. I think he's got it in him to come back, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's, next year they have a lot to solve, a lot to figure out. Got to fix the offensive line, all of that. What does your gut tell you about Travis Kelce?
My gut tells me about Travis Kelce is that he will not be back next year. I mean, he has had a significant career, Kay. And let me tell you this, he has had an excellent year once again this year. He is a top tight end in the NFL. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what his stats are, but I know he's producing. And if any team can get the type of production that he's having this year, I mean, I'm talking like 25 other teams would take him in a heartbeat, especially with that production that he's having. I mean, he's getting first downs, he's moving the chains, but we're just so used to Travis Kelce, playing at such a high level that he has been doing his whole entire career, that now Father Time has gotten to him a little bit. So now we're all wondering, oh man, what happened? Well, that's just Father Time. He's still a very good tight end. But in the end, overall, where the Kansas City Chiefs are, with Patrick Mahomes getting hurt, with everything else that's going on in Kelce's life, I think this is his last year, and what a heck of a career he has had, no doubt about that.
He'll probably maybe be on my unretired list, guys I believe are liars. You're on that list. A lot of guys are on, like Frank Ragnow. Like, I don't know that, Tom's on that list. I would maybe put him, even if he doesn't start the season, I'd still put him on that. Okay, like, could you get the itch late in the season if the Chiefs are competitive and you're not filming some big movie to maybe come back? They asked Jason Kelce about it on the Monday night broadcast ahead of Monday night's game. And Ryan Clark, I think it was, had like a nice something that I hadn't thought about, like Travis is really going to have his last catch be not from Patrick Mahomes over these next 3 weeks, you know? Seems kind of like, does that work on you as a player? Like, does that mean anything to be like, you didn't, you know, because it's you and Tom, it's Patrick, it's the comp, you know, like to be like, man, it was taken from us, like the last catch came and went, and like that's it. Like, is that something you think about or consider?
Well, you got to look at the big picture overall. You got to look at the career that they have had together. It's not like, oh, I didn't catch my final pass from Patrick Mahomes. You can't really look at, you know, that's micromanaging your career and how you look at it. You got to look at the big picture. They won Super Bowls together.
So you didn't think about it. You wouldn't be like Gardner Minshew's giving me my last 3 games. Like, it doesn't feel like you're not in control of your narrative or something.
No, you're just not in control of it. You can only control what you can control, and that's how you become a successful football player as well. If you're worried about everything else that's going around you and you're not worrying about what you can control, well, then success doesn't really come to you. And Travis Kelce has always worried about what's around him, you know, to be the best possible player that he can be and control the variables that he can control. And that's why he's such a great player. But, you know, everything else that's going around his life, you know, seemingly in a very happy relationship. He's got the podcast. He has so many other opportunities as well. And, you know, it grows on you. And the next chapter is, you know, knocking on the door. And it seems like he's ready for that next chapter. I can't speak for him, but just to see how he's playing. And he isn't the same player that he has been. Like I said, he's been a phenomenal player throughout his career, a Pro Bowl player, Hall of Fame player. But this year, obviously, there's a little drop-off, you know, just like any other player that has, you know, played all the way through their mid-30s. There's always going to be a drop-off. That's father time. Unless if you're a quarterback or the name of Jerry Rice, somehow that guy just, you know, was producing all the way till he was like 42 years old. And when the game, you know, stops being fun to you because you can't dominate anymore. That was my situation. Yeah, I was producing, but I couldn't dominate anymore. And when you can't dominate anymore and you can't really be yourself, that's when it's not fun. And that's when you don't want to be out there anymore. And I would say that's kind of where Travis is. You know, yes, he's, you know, getting first downs, he's making catches, but he's not dominating like he was. So I see this being his last year, you know, as a Kansas City Chief and last year playing in the NFL.
You are going to be connected to him somehow without even ever playing together or anything. Just, you know, even now with the debate of will he come back, the watch of will he come back, there's already, if you look at Twitter and you put in Gronk and Kelce, like it's the straight up career comp, who was better. Like that's something you can't control. You've always been so complimentary of Travis, and you've said, like, you know, I'm sushi, he's steak, or I'm steak, you know, whatever you want, you can make the, but do you think, like, and you can't control it, but I'm so curious, like, is it a fair thing to compare to very different paths, different times, different injuries, and like, is it fair to compare you and Travis and even have that debate at a bar on a Monday night?
Well, I think it's fair because we're both the same position. We're the tight end position. He won championships. I won championships. He produced on the field. I produced on the field. And that's what makes it great. I think it's fair because that's what fans are there for. The fans are there for the judgment. The media is there for the judgment. You know, it's just if you can take, you know, the critical opinions, you know, of the people that are out there. You know, I'm the guy out on the field that's supposed to be playing and producing and being the best player that can be. Same with Travis. We're not the people that are supposed to be opinionated on who's the better player. You know, that's going back to what I was saying earlier. You got to just be able to control the variables that you can control. You can't control what people are saying about you. But it is very fair because we're in the public eye. We're playing a public sport. So it's very fair for the media and fans to compare and opinionize who is or who was the better tight end and better player out on the football field. And you know something? I feel like we both like it. I like it. I think it's great, you know? I think it's great that Travis Kelce's so good because then, you know, they get to compare. Hey, and also Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. Football fans love debates. That's what makes them fans. And it being able to give them that debate, I feel like we have had successful careers because of it.
Do you ever hear anything with the debate that pisses you off?
Like not really, you know. Only if it's maybe like a Kansas City Chief fan, you know, like. But
I mean, like in somebody's argument that like Travis is a better tight end than you. Or you ever like there's never anything that irks you that isn't fair in the argument?
Not really. I mean, it's all opinions and you know, and it's like when someone does say that, they're still complimenting me as well. They're not trying to take away, like what I did in the NFL. And that's why it doesn't irk me
and
at all.
what you did
Like,
was be an offensive lineman,
And
you were out there
someone,
blocking your ass off.
yes, no doubt about that. But if someone was like, oh, Gronk's like overrated and just trying to take away what I did, during the debate, well, then maybe that may irk me a little bit. But I get it. Like, oh, Gronk was a great player, but this is why I think Travis Kelce's better. I mean, understandable. I mean, that's what makes the game so great as well, and what makes the fans so great is that they're able to debate and, give their opinion.
I'll give my opinion, but I won't make you have to deal with it. I think sometimes people forget what you did out there a little bit, and if you put your like top 3 seasons up against anyone's, it's like so insane what you were able to do at the top of your game in those best years. It's crazy.
Okay, here's another thing is I mean, I don't really talk about myself.
Please
or,
do.
like,
I love you so
but
much.
now that it's over with and I look back at it, like, if I just never sustained some of those injuries that I sustained throughout the season, like, my numbers would be through the absolute roof. Like, if you extend what I was doing every year, besides the last 2 years in the NFL that I played, but like the year we went to the Super Bowl and I didn't play, like, I played in 4 games. I had 560 yards in those 4 games and 5 touchdowns. And then I went down with the injury because I went up to see him, and Earl Thomas blew out my back and punctured my lung, and then I didn't play the rest of the year because of that hit. Like, that was an uncontrollable factor. But if you average what I was doing that year, I would have went for like 1,400 yards again. The previous years when I broke my back and got my knee blown out, if you average what I was doing that year, every single year, like the first 8 years in my career, I would have had literally 12 touchdowns every year and 1,300 yards. But it was just unfortunate.
That's what
I was running up this team so hard. So those injuries did derail me a little bit, but I always came back. And also that's what made me. That's why I can't complain about the injuries, because it made me, and it showed inspiration to others as well, that you can always come back. You just got to work your butt off.
Yeah, I'm looking at your numbers right now. Hamilton has them. It's so insane. 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, but you're also an offensive lineman helping with the run game out there. You're putting and truly, I don't know, and this is not a Travis debate, and I'm glad you gave yourself love. I don't think I'm shocked right now. I don't know what to say. There's never been anyone that big move like that. Is there anybody else? I don't know how you did that, and I don't think that I was smart enough to recognize. I was too green to see it when I saw it. I don't know if maybe we can pull up some of that from Gronk's lore. But no one that big could ever move like that ever.
And that's something that I'm realizing as well now that I'm done playing on a few years out. I look back at some of my highlights. I'm like, yo, I say it to my friends sometimes. I'm like, why did people love me so much when I was playing the game of football? I would get a catch and everyone would be in awe. And it's because I was the biggest man, the biggest guy in the whole NFL, running down the seam and running by DBs and linebackers and making big plays like I'm a little guy out there out on the football field. And that's what made me understand that question. And now who also is making me realize that is Darnell Washington. Every time he catches the ball, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm so intrigued and I just cheer him on so much because I love seeing him run someone over and just how big and nimble he is for how big he is. Over 300 pounds. I mean, he's not that fast and he's not going to produce a crazy amount, but whenever he does catch the ball, I'm just so in love with it. And then it kind of relates back to me. I'm like, okay, now I understand why the fans went so crazy, because I was the biggest guy out on the field as well. But I wasn't just running little routes. I was running down the field. I was running up the seam, making 30-yard bombs, look like I'm just a little guy. So, yes, I do see now that being that big and playing the game of football how I played was just kind of intriguing to fans.
I like that you didn't realize it either. You pre-injury was eclipse. If people do the research, your numbers eclipse literally everyone's. We're gonna take a short break here. I want to get into something. Ja Rule, Derek Jeter. This is why you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, Gronk, Derek Jeter Invitational. Can we scroll up, please? Can you scroll? Thank you. Hamilton really wanted to get this into the show for you. Harrison, Ja Rule was playing at the Derek Jeter Invitational, and one of his tee shots went viral. He shanked it to the right. He hits a photographer.
Oh.
Yeah. Hamilton, is this supposed to be funny? Harrison, get on in here. You lead this. It's not you do this.
Hey. It's a ooh at first. It's a ooh at first, but then you gotta, chuck down the photographer. And then if the photographer is okay, then you laugh about Ja Rule's shot, just how terrible of a shank it was. So you gotta chuck on the photographer. Everyone's in shock at first. And then if he's cool, then you can all joke and laugh about it. So what happened to the photographer? Is he good?
Harrison?
He was okay. Everybody's fine.
Why are you obsessed with this, Harrison?
The making of this. It's just the randomness of it. Ja Rule just firing a golf ball into a crowd of people.
Okay, so this happens, and we have this there's nothing to do with this really, Gronk, but it's a good setup for it. We were talking for no joke, Hamilton, an hour yesterday on the call about you and these Gronk spikes. Because it has nothing to do with this, but it kind of segues. You had 108 of these suckers. I'm not saying you did it on every play. I'm sure maybe not every touchdown. You had 108 in your career. Let's say that's 100 Gronk spikes. Did you ever mess one up and hit somebody? Did you ever? How did that? It's impossible to believe that you never hurt somebody.
Yes, well, I've done a lot of Gronk spikes as well, off the field at charity events. And one time, I Gronk spiked at a charity event, and the football just came right back and hit me in my gonads.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the whole entire place laughing. I was like, oh, I'm glad it didn't hurt. It didn't hit me like a direct shot, but it looked like it did. So that has happened before. And also one other time versus the New York Jets, my second year in the NFL, when I was just on fire, dominating left and right. Coach Belichick always warned me. This just shows just how good of a coach he is, and how he can see the future. Is he's always make sure you don't freaking Gronk spike that ball with an opponent around, because if it hits them, it's a 15-yard penalty. So I make that play. I Gronk spike it right here. Let's check it out. It might have not been this one. Yeah, yep, it is. I Gronk spiked it. I'm 5 yards away from the defender, and it goes back, and it hits the defender, and I get a 15-yard penalty. I don't even really realize it because I wasn't expecting that to happen, because I think it falls down or something and hits the defender. It's kind of BS, but that has happened to me before. And good thing we were winning and I was dominating, because Coach Belichick really didn't get too mad about it.
You got a fine for that one.
I sure did. I got a fine for Gronk spiking a football and the ball razoring off the opponent of the Jets. Come on.
It was $7,500, but you didn't pay it. Gronk, you are such a businessman that you didn't even pay that shit.
Someone paid it for me. Who paid it for me again? Someone came through.
Okay, look at this. The owner of the minor league hockey team, the Worcester Sharks? Worcester. Sorry, Cal's like Worcester.
You got me confused. Worcester Sharks.
Do you remember this? He called you, and then you went and spiked a puck. How did you turn this into a business opportunity, you maniac?
Well, my marketing agent hit me up and was like, hey, they want to pay for your fine. You just show up to the Worcester Sharks AHL team and spike a puck. And I was like, okay,
let's do that. You have a high ankle sprain.
Let's do it. So that was after the Super Bowl, after 2011, after we lost to the Colts, and I had the high ankle sprain. Actually, I just got surgery. It was when Bernard Pollard, landed on my hip drop, tackled me, and landed on my ankle, and my ankle basically shattered. And that's why I only played 12 plays in that Super Bowl, or else we would have beat the Colts if I was full go, no doubt about that. But things happen, things could have went the other way in the other Super Bowl. That's why you can't look at it like that. But and then 2 weeks later, I went and Gronk spiked that puck, and I got that place rolling.
Gronk,
there's no doubt about that.
They brought you out on a pickup truck. What world? Yeah. What freaking dimension? I remember one time. The reason we were talking about this on the call with the injury, you had so many. I remember one time a teammate of yours named Danny spiked a ball and hurt someone. The one time do you remember this?
No,
an Usher?
I don't.
And then I was like, how did Gronk ever get away with not ever having that bounce in a crazy way? It's impressive.
Oh, okay. I'm a professional spiker, so I know how to control the ball. I know how to make the ball like bounce off the ground and go straight up in the air as well and get the most height and most power.
How?
I'm a professional spiker. You got to take. I don't have a football around me. Oh, I do actually right here. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a game ball.
Let's
Offensive
go.
player of the game. Oh, Tampa Bay 46. Panthers 23. I think I went for like
Don't dent it.
over 100 yards that game, but probably not. But no, I didn't actually. I had a touchdown at the end of the game. I didn't go for over 100. But you want the belly of the football right here.
Okay.
To bounce off the ground. So if you kind of hit it like diagonal, then that's when it goes sideways and flips like that. But if you can hit the belly of the football directly, boom, it goes flying straight up in the air and it gives you the most bounce as well and the most height.
Gronk spike lesson on the Up and Adams show. Let's bring in Hamilton. We got Proper Shot, baby, the 1 seed in the NFC. Huge game. Devontae Adams questionable for this one, but get to FanDuel Sportsbook, guys, and do it. Seahawks Rams tonight. FanDuel Sportsbook, the place to be. What's the score, Ham? Oh.
All right, Gronk, you went 2 for 3. Kay also went 2 for 3, so that would have made the score 26-26. But Kay, you correctly predicted that Phillip Rivers would start. We made that deal, so you get an extra point. If we can add that onto the scoreboard right now, there it is. So Kay, you are now in the lead. Your thoughts?
You know my thoughts. Gronk, what are your thoughts?
Hey, it was fair and square. I agreed to the extra point that you deserved it if it happened, and it did.
Good.
So I'm a fair guy, I'm not here to throw a red flag when there's no red flag needed. I in the future as well. I know I'm going to get extra credit, and I'm going to, with that extra credit, it's going to surpass you, and I'm hoping that it's the last week when that happens.
There might be some extra credit just for handling that in such a classy way and not complaining constantly about the rules and the scoring system. So I'll think about that for next time. But let's get into this game. Gronk, we're going to start with you since you handled that so well. The line for Matthew Stafford's passing yards tonight is set at 228.5. You going over or under that?
Yes, Matthew Stafford, I think he's the favorite for the MVP. He's the favorite, to me for the MVP. He's going to go over 228.5 passing yards. Even if Devontae Adams is out, he has Puka Nacua, who's just absolutely dominating and on fire as well. He's a young buck, and he's still vying for a second contract, so I'm going over.
All right, Kay, your turn. We're going to the other quarterback in this matchup, Sam Darnold. His line for passing yards, 225.5. You going over or under that?
I'm going to go over because he was so bad against the Rams, but he still had like 279 against them in the first matchup. Their line sucks, is great, so it's going to suck. It's going to be a tough night for Sam. He can slay a dragon here and win a big game, a meaningful game. I got to go over 225.5. Over.
All right, Gronk, back to you. Jackson Smith-Njigba's line for receiving yards, 89.5. Do you think he hits that mark tonight?
All right, this is a really tough one, no doubt about it. Because Jackson Smith, he's unbelievable wide receiver, but he's going versus the Rams, divisional opponent, and the LA Rams. They need to stop Jackson Smith if they want to win this game. If I was Sean McVay, I would game plan where I double him the whole entire game and let the other offensive players beat them. Because to take away Jackson Smith means like, okay, the best player, one of the best players in the game isn't going to dominate like he's been dominating. Let's see what else they got. That was one of Coach Bill Belichick's style of play, is take away the best player on the field and let the other guys, try to beat you. So I'm going to go under here. And if he goes under, I think I deserve an extra point, Hamilton, because I'm picking the best wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the game. I'm telling you how to game plan versus him, and I think he's going to go under. I think that deserves an extra point if I hit.
Definitely deserves.
Yeah, I mean, you also steered the people towards maybe it's a Rashid Shaheed night if that's the case. His line's 33.5. Maybe the people go that way if they're going to take away JSN. Rashid Shaheed over 33.5. I like that one.
See? There we go.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
On the Rams side, Kyron Williams' line for rushing yards, 55.5. You going over or under that?
Gronk, he didn't give you. Are we just going to ignore that he completely said no? You're not.
Hey.
I'm not listening to your plea. I thought this was your boy, bro power, dudes on dudes. What's going on here?
Hamilton knows best. So if he knows that I don't need that extra point with a couple more weeks left in the season, he knows that he's going to give it to me in the future when I really need it.
You won't even have to ask. I have a feeling. Why are you asking me if Kyron's going to score a touchdown? Like, that's an easy yes. Why can't you give me? Why are you going yards with Kyron? Why are you doing that?
Here we go again.
He's gone. Okay, well, he's gone over that number. Six of their last 7 games. If I look at the first matchup, which I imagine it'll replicate with or without Devon, 12 for 91 in that last matchup, so I'm going to go over. 55.5 seems low to me, hopefully.
All right, Gronk, one anytime touchdown score for the Rams.
All right, well, Kay basically just told me who I should take as the anytime touchdown scorer. I'm going to go with Kyren Williams. You know, he's unbelievable what he's doing. That's what's making the Rams such a dangerous team on offense, is that they're very well balanced. They got a rush attack and passing attack. So Kyren Williams, anytime touchdown for me.
Okay, you're not getting any points for the assist, but I'm sure Gronk still appreciates it. One anytime touchdown score for the Seahawks.
Maybe I was reverse Uno carding. Maybe I was just trying to lead a Gronk to water and make him drink the wrong stuff. Okay, I'm going to go with Jackson Smith and Jigba, who Gronk talked about. There's actually, you can say all you want about Gil. There's no one I trust more to find the end zone tonight than that guy at plus 120. To recap, I've got Sam Darnold over 225. Come on, Sam. 225.5. You can do it. Kyren Williams over 55.5 rushing yards. JSN with an anytime touchdown. Gronk going with Matthew Stafford over 228.5 passing yards. JSN under 89.5 receiving yards. And a Kyren Williams touchdown. And there's more. FanDuel Sportsbook. Look at that. Now you know the art of the Gronk spike, and you can use it to your advantage with another $2 million Thursday touchdown jackpot going for this game. All you have to do is pick an anytime touchdown scorer. If your choice scores the first or the last touchdown, first or last, you win a share of the $2 million pot. Are we saying bye to our friend? Gronk, appreciate your time. I think we're seeing you next week. This was a nice light lifting for you. We got to see some great footage of you. We'll see you before Christmas. I'm not going to say Merry Christmas. Have a good weekend.
Yes, I'll see you guys next year.
Bye.
I mean, next week, not next year.
Maybe.
Who knows? I'm throwing you off.
I don't know.
Next week. Bye, guys.
See ya. Gronk's going to be in rare form on Fox because we did not prep him for absolutely anything. We talked no meaningful football at all. So that's fun.
Oh.
But if they talk Gronk spikes and
right.
Ja Rule, go to Gronk on that one, Fox. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me...
I'm just sad he burned his New Year's line a week too early.
What was his New Year's line?
See you next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. How funny. Okay, I need to find something. I'm going to actually... But then is it to the end of the show? Oh, then we don't need to do any of this drama because I'll be able to leave. I have a throw and then it ends the show. Got it. Perfect. How funny.
That was great on the Kelsey conversation. You're right. It's the first time he's ever given himself some love. Love to hear it.
Yeah. If you say so. Do we have B-roll there?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Travis or Gronk?
It ran. There was
It
Gronk.
ran like way further into the, like I'm trying to, you mean like what ran when I asked for it? Before? Okay, so we played that twice. And we didn't do Travis. We did Travis. See, I didn't know that it's the Travis. I was trying to like watch his speed on the highlight.
It was so great, yeah. Just going back and watching, him from like 2011, 2012. It's insane.
Yeah.
How fast he is.
Do you think, maybe it's not a question of like whether it's fair or not. It's just like you're never gonna, it's a very hard thing to get it's an argument that would just be mind-numbing.
Yeah, because there is no like real right answer. Because it's the longevity question versus the peak dominance.
Gronk, stay healthy. Yeah. Staying healthy is a big part of like. There's no saying like, extrapolate, get out of here. That's like the argument back, right? Like and then.
Yeah. And it's
Okay. The smartest thing you can do is vote Derrick Brown into the Pro Bowl this year. He belongs there. He's a star. He holds this Panthers team together, and he is looking ahead to the playoffs. All pro caliber in my book, Derrick Brown.
Derrick, I'm so happy to talk to you. I thought, given that it's Tuesday, I thought you might be coming to me from your John Deere down at the farm.
No, not today. We did a little give back thing at the hospital this morning. So in the city and hanging out with the kids and the family today.
I can't even make a joke with you because, of course, you are doing amazing things for the community, as you always are. I bet your grandpa would be proud of you. I know he might not like that fancy tractor, but what you've done on and off the field is something to be really proud about. What is behind this season for you? What is working so well?
Just a combination of wanting to get back and be back with this team so bad, and just trying to do my job within the role of the scheme, and try to be a difference maker. For us, it's been many daunting years, to say the least, of where we haven't got the result we wanted to, and then now to be able to be in a position to still be playing meaningful football. I mean, it's a feeling like no other.
What people might forget is that you're doing all of this, and you're an all-around dominant, elite, all-pro level player. You're doing this while getting double teamed at the 4th highest rate at your position, okay? How much does the extra attention make things more fun for you?
It definitely makes for a long day, but I had a coach a long time ago tell me, it's a sign of respect. So I definitely wear that chip on my shoulder of it's coming. I mean, as we're gonna go through the week, like it's simulated in practice, I got to be able to make things happen while that's going on. It's just a part of the game. So I mean, I think it's not the best thing to have to deal with all day on a Sunday, but I tell you what, like it's become routine at this point.
7th defensive tackle for 4+ sacks, 45+ tackles, and it's 7+ passes defensed. And I want to hear you say it. I don't think you're going to say it, but I sort of think, I'm convinced that you're like the Wemby of the NFL. I think you're like not given enough love for your skills and the craft of defending a pass and swatting, what that takes, the work it probably takes to make that happen. Can you walk me through like the trick of the trade there? What is the key move in being great at that at your position?
I appreciate the hype of it, but I tell you what, to be honest, like it's just trying to mirror the hand and like putting your hand up and praying to God that you get your hand on it. It's one of those days where like, I can almost, kind of tell where the trajectory of the ball is going. So let me just put my hand that way. And I've been fortunate to catch more than a few this year. So it's been a good thing. So I just throw them up there and hope they hit.
Derrick, let me hear the prayer. What are you saying? Who is it? What are you saying?
Just please God, let me freaking knock this ball in there. Please, just anyway, tip down, tip up. I mean, it doesn't matter. Just let me knock it in there and somebody get it.
Well, it sounds like your prayers are being answered. It's unbelievable. You have 7 passes defensed. You lead all defensive tackles this season. You have 28 since 2020. That is the most at your position. You're the best at that. What does that feel like? You are the best at that. God, no God, whatever's working, the best.
Yeah. Like I said, I try to affect the game in any way possible, whether it's being still on the run, collapsing in the pocket, or just getting my hands up to get the ball tipped. Just being able to tip the ball in the air means that somebody behind me has an opportunity to be able to get that ball on my side, and also it prevents where it was supposed to go.
Who's the GOAT at it? Like Cam Hayward kind of did it.
I think I see it a lot too. Like, Calais did it for a long time. Calais also, not only a, future Hall of Fame defensive player, but also the guy's a field goal blocking machine. Like he tip passes. You name it. They did it all in that sense.
Who's a DT on another team that you love to watch?
I think our defense is very similar to the Steelers. So I spent a lot of time watching Bam. Spent a lot of time watching, obviously Chris. A lot of times watching Dex. We played a few teams back-to-back weeks, so just kind of seeing how they block him and trying to figure out what to expect for myself.
I'm asking you that because we need to get you this Pro Bowl. I know that is very much on the agenda. I am the president of that fan club, but it's also a little strange to me you don't have an All-Pro yet. And I do think that this is the year. And I know that I don't know what that will mean to you. I don't know. I would love to hear what that would mean to you, but almost in the lens of the respect that you so clearly your entire career have had for your peers in that group. Like, to be among the best representing them, what would that mean to you?
I mean, it would mean a lot of respect from, my peers along the way. I try to go out and play the game dominant, play the game clean. But, it's one of those things where, at the end of the game, you want to be able to, let the man across from you know that, you got the best of them. But it's definitely would be an honor for sure.
Your quarterback, let's talk about him. My goodness, he's so fun to watch, not just a fun story to root for. There's something about this gentleman. He turns it on as a fan. He turns it on and he plays at a different level when the stakes are high, when some people melt. It's just true. He proved it at the end of last season, and now we've got even more on the line. And congratulations on all your hard work, your entire career to get here. It's very cool. Are you feeling or picking up any vibes, any evidence that anticipates a repeat of what we saw in the final 3 games last year?
It's hard to speak on that, but I mean, I'll tell you what, he's playing damn good football right now. And he is confident in what he's doing. He's confident in the play calls coming in. He's confident in getting his reads down. And then if it isn't there, he's confident in getting out of the pocket and, going to go fight for the first down himself. It's just I think his personality is starting to, come out of the shell a little bit. And, I think that's a good thing to see in the building every single day. But, I mean, he's not a man of many words, but when he speaks, everybody listens. And, I can appreciate that. I've been the same way. And, but like I said, like when he's on the field, like his swag about him is starting to come out.
I can see that. How would you describe that personality as he's letting it show? What is his personality like right now in 2025?
I mean, he's all about the guys, right? Like, he's all about those other 10 guys on the field with him. And, no matter what, like, he's telling them, hey, man, like, whatever, like, that's last play. Let's get back into it. And I think just that confidence in the leader in which they look to at the time that, something didn't go right or, something's just up in the air right now, then, like, that's what gives those guys the ability to shake back and get ready to go for the next play.
I can't wait to see what he does. He just turns it on. I think it's going to happen. You guys have to beat Tampa twice. We'll get to that again in a second. I just want that idea to marinate in you as if you're not thinking about it a lot already. J.C. Horn, I met him at camp. Love him. Loves the one-handed interceptions. However they come, he has a career high 5 picks this year. When you watch him lock down a receiver, Derrick, how does it sort of change the vibe for you? How does it give you more freedom to take risks if it does?
I know when A's back there, we're in good hands, put it that way. So I think just him and the confidence he has as a person, I mean, he never lets nothing bother him, never lets nothing get to him, whether it's, the situations where, like, it is what it is, being on that island, what I'm saying? Like, if we make a mistake up front, like, there's another line back there to, to make up for the mistake or at least attempt to. But, like, when you're out on that island, like, that's by yourself. So, I mean, for him to have the extreme confidence he does and put in the work like he does, I can't understand why, I can understand why, like, he is as great as he is.
And only getting better, which is all, I mean, that's so impressive to just keep getting better as a team. As your quarterback, Ted Aroa, comes in, he could easily get Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm sure you'd want to give him a vote for that.
Oh, 100%. Teammates coming in, and I think he's got such a raw potential that, like, once he figures out who he is in this game, then, like, I mean, it's gonna be a problem. I mean,
is it fun to watch him, like a youngster like that, navigate who they are?
Yeah, I think it's so funny. Like, I mean, he hangs out with us a lot, so I mean, I think it's one of those things where, like, he's just trying to he's trying to figure it out, right? Like, he's trying to figure out where he fits. And I mean, for a 6'4" wide receiver, 4.3 speed, I mean, playing around the secondary, that's not a good sight for any DB.
Are he and JC friendly, or is it more competitive?
Oh, they compete. They compete at the highest level. But I mean, that's a good thing for T-Mac, having a guy that's been there, seen it. Especially the wide receivers that JC's been against in his career. Like, I mean, take a little bit from that. So, I mean, you're going against one of the best in practice. So, I mean, when you go to the game, you should be able to turn it on.
It's so true. It doesn't take anything away from T-Mac, and he's got the most receptions among rookie wide receivers. He could very well get that knock for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But JC makes him better. It was obvious that day in practice. It was so hot. I remember eating Oreos. I'm like losing 10 pounds of water weight, sweating. You guys are working so hard. But these two, JC's picking off Bryce in the end zone. It was like very competitive in practice. And I kind of like that they give each other that. And speaking of competitive, Baker's a former teammate of yours.
Oh, yeah.
So how does knowing him change the dynamic for these two games?
Definitely love Baker as the person, but, you got to treat him as he is. He's the opposing team quarterback this week. And, I sit there and I treat him like everybody else, and I'll break down the film on him just like I do all the others.
You're fighting for your very first playoff berth. So well deserved. You are getting the votes for your for another Pro Bowl, which everybody can go and vote for. I certainly am. All you have to do to get in the playoffs, all you got to do, Derrick, is beat Tampa twice. Is that easier or harder than it sounds?
I think, the task ahead of us is a hard challenge, right? It's hard enough to beat somebody once, but to go out and have to do it two times in 3 weeks, I mean, it's a tough challenge, but that's what we live for. We're going to have to go out here and execute it our fullest and then turn around and execute again. And, that's one of those interesting things where you play somebody once and they kind of get beat on you, and then you turn around and play them again, and, you got to change everything up. So I think it'll be interesting. It's something that, I feel like we're in position to handle in the sense of, this opportunity that we have. So I'm excited about it.
If you could give an award, now we're talking all these awards, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and if you could give an award to your coach, what would that award be? Most what?
I think most consistent. I mean, he is the same guy consistently day in and day out. Like, no matter if we win, no matter if we lose, like, he's not going to come in and he's not coming in ready to go to war about it. Like, he's coming in like, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sit down. We're going to look at the mistakes. I mean, he calls it Tell the Truth Monday. And we get ready to go in and we sit down and we watch the tape and we see where we didn't execute. He puts up the comparisons he does every week on the board. And, it's one of those things where it's like, man, like, that sucks to lose, but, like, here's what we have to gain. So he's definitely consistent, most positive for sure.
Most consistent, most positive for sure. Okay, go use those Wemby arms and bat some stuff around for Baker. As much as we love him, we got to get these wins. Good luck to you, and I'll see you at the Pro Bowl.
Awesome. I appreciate you.